Welcome to No Sight Word Summary. The regular No Sight Words videos are a lot more fun and kid-friendly, but they take much longer to produce. With the start of the school year and sight word teaching upon us, I want to make sure that parents know the facts about sight words and how and why to teach them with phonics. This is a quick summary of why. See my other sight word videos and my sight word page linked in the video description for more. Phonics is proven by research, and recent brain research shows that the brains of good readers are processing the sounds of all words just super fast in parallel. Phonics is also powerful. Learning with phonics unlocks thousands and thousands of additional words. It is also practical. My hands-on 22 years of experience tutoring hundreds of students shows it works. Remediation of guessing habits from sight words taught as wholes caused a lot of problems for my remedial students. It takes a lot of time and nonsense words to overcome poor reading habits. We're going to work from my sight words in UPP document. This shows markings to help you sound them out. It is also linked in the video description. And I'm also going to show you how you can teach them with phonics in a more fun way, like is shown in the rest of the No Sight Words series. These charts and cards are the fun way, like with these. B, E, B, M, E, me. And this shows how to use sound cards with alternate spelling. You spell with letter names and read with letter sounds. Now, back to boring. These are simple long vowel words. Words and syllables that end in a vowel will have their long vowel sound, saying their name. You sound them out one letter at a time and blend them together to make a word. The word I ends in a vowel, so it is long. G, O, go, N, O, no. No sight words. To teach the words ending with Y, explain that in these words, Y is a vowel. It ends in a vowel, so it'll have the long I sound. Model one and then have your student try. T, R, I, try. These next words are simple short vowel words. Words and syllables that end in a consonant will have their short sound. For these, you also need to teach that the consonant C and K together say K, the first sound of T and H together, V, and the most common sound of WH together, W. You may pronounce this slightly differently in your dialect. Teach it how you say each sound. Short A says A, H, ad, had. Short E says Y, S, yes. Here's the fun way, and for letters that can have two different sounds, this is how the cards work with substitutions. The sound of C says S before E, I, and Y, and K before all other letters. I show the sound as a K, K, but it can be spelled with a C. To teach these next short vowel words, you also have to teach that S and H together usually say sh. The N and NG is slightly different sound than normal N and will modify the sound of the vowel before it. Short I says I, B, ig, big. Short O says A, G, ot, got. This shows the fun way to teach SH. W, I, sh, wish. The last short vowel U says and CH together normally say ch, r, un, run. At the bottom, some more complex long vowel words. Long A silent E words and AY and EY as long A. This shows how you can use the blank E card to make a silent E word. Ale, tail. And the other kind of tail, you can use the card to show the alternate spellings for long A. AI is one way to spell long A. There are very few long E silent E words. Most are instead spelled with a double E, as in C. EA can also say long E. It says long E 2/3 of the time and short E 1/3 of the time. The word read also shows both of these sounds. It can either be read or read. Long I can be made with a silent E or with a letter team IGH. The GH is actually not silent. It's part of a letter team, making long I. Long U will either make the sound U or after certain consonants that's hard to say and so the Y is dropped and it just says U. Blue, N, oo, and some additional words in brackets that help show this pattern. If your student is having trouble with this, I'll link some spelling rules that show exactly when to use U and when to use oo. Some more things that change the sound. Again, that N that slightly changes the sound of the vowel before it. Now we'll try one of each of these. Bl, U, blue, S, ing, sing, ink, think. For these, you need to learn some syllable division rules. LE says ol, and we'll divide one letter before the LE. That will make the first syllable end with a consonant and make it short. Little, little. And two consonants together divide between, again ending in a consonant short. Funny, funny. And in brackets, some more words that follow this pattern. An accident ending Y will say long E. OW can make the long O sound, as in grow. But OW can also say ow. OU within the word and OW within or at the end. Ow, how. Out, out. AU and AW say ah. AU within the word. Ah, ra. The most common sound of double O is its long sound at the bottom. To, but it can also has its short sound of as in good. These charts are explained in detail in my Phonics Lesson 26. They show the patterns for two-letter vowel teams. English actually has more order and logic to its phonics than you might think. A good phonics program will explain and teach all the rules and patterns to make sounding out any word a breeze. For example, with the color coding, the green words here are all first vowel long. And the paired colors have patterns and rules that help it make it easy to sound out anything. Another syllable division rule here. If you have one consonant, divide before, making the vowel long, because words and syllables ending in a vowel are long. With Y taking the sound of I. I, my, myself. O, open, over. L and R are complex consonants. They can change the sound of the vowel that comes before them. All. L, tell. Ill, will. All, full. AR normally says R, as in far. And OR normally says or, as in or or. Here are some more R-controlled vowels. IR, ER, and UR normally say as in first. It can also happen at the end, as in after. OU normally says ow, but in hour, it sounds more like R. It can be pronounced either way. And ERE makes a long E kind of sound like ear. Ear. This is actually a regular pattern. Here are some words added in brackets to show its pattern. W changes the sound of a few vowels that follow it in a completely regular phonics pattern. In WA words, it changes the sound as ah, as in aunt and ash. WAR words, the AR will say or, as in orm. And WOR words, the OR will instead say ER, as in work and world. And in worth, there's the second sound of TH. My Phonics Lesson 6 goes over the different sounds of consonants and explains this. Unaccented syllables often schwa, and this is especially common with a beginning A, as in again and about. Consonant pairs are consonant sounds that made with the mouth and tongue in the same position. One is voice and the other is invoice. Sometimes a consonant will make the sound of its pair sound instead of its normal sound. These first words have S with its pair sound of Z, and the word of has its pair sound of V for the F. This is the reason why words like leaf change to leaves. The word was and of also have a schwad vowel. Consonants are fairly constant. Vowels are a bit more variable. They often schwa and sometimes change their sound in other ways. These words schwa. A few of them schwa because of messy writing. They used to be spelled with a U, but messy writing made it hard to identify the consonant. The U was changed to an O to make the consonant clear, but the short U sound remained. These next words have O as U, as in to or do. Remember to sound these out from left to right, teach the exception, and then have them use the exception sound above and sound them out. These next words also have vowel changes. Because, been, shall, pretty, put, said, you, and either read or read, depending on the context. These words used to have a silent E. The long sound remains, but the silent E was dropped. This happens often with I and O words followed by two consonants, especially a few certain letters. Watch my phonic lessons for more details. These last words have a vowel change of A to a short E, any, many. The first three words here should be long based on syllable division, but are short instead. Many words of Latin origin share this pattern. The word only is long, where the syllable division would predict a short vowel. This happens less often. And don't. Native English words don't end in V, so words ending in VE can either be long or short. The last word can be both, depending on its use, either live or live. A few words have OU as short as in would and could. The KN and WR silent letter teams with the first letter silent are very common. No, right. EI often says long A, but the GH is silent in 8. In some AL words, the L is silent and the sound of A is modified, as in walk and talk. The words are and before have silent E's. In some WHO words, the letter team WH will say huh instead of its usual sound of w, as in who, whose, and whole. Here are a few irregular R patterns. Carry, for, every, there, where, very. You just point out the irregularity and have your students sound it out with a slight change. The words a and the can be long or will schwa depending on use. A is normally schwad except when used for emphasis. The word an is phonetically regular. The word the is long when used before a word that starts with a vowel, as in the end, and schwad when before a word starting with a consonant, as in the beans. These three words are irregular but have some sense to them. To and by are what Margaret Bishop in the ABCs and all their tricks calls very short words, which must be padded with silent letters to attain the 3-letter minimum. Laugh has GH's F and AU changed to the short vowel sound of A. These last two words are so irregular that they actually do qualify to be taught as sight words, but they can be taught together as a pattern. At least the N and CE are phonetic. Thanks for watching. See the links in the video description for more information.